Hello once again, Niner Faithful, and welcome back to another episode of 49ers Playbook on the channel that's trying to answer the whys and the hows of the game. This past Thursday, the 49ers were able to get a thrilling overtime victory over the Los Angeles Rams to remain in first place in the NFC West with a game-and-a-half lead over the Seahawks and Rams, and are tied for the best record in the NFL. It was a tough, gritty win headlined by the incredible toughness of Mac Jones making his third start for the team and some timely defensive stops. With it being an overtime game, there's a ton to cover, so we'll jump right into the film. You're watching Johnny Dell's Football Academy. One thing Shanahan is known for is all those shifts and motions that are in the offense. Here's a big reason we do this. This is the opening drive, and we start out with three receivers in a close bunch to one side. Only a tight end to the other side, and McCaffrey in a single back formation from under center, where post-snap he could either be the number 4 to one side or the number 2 to the other. The communication this forces is they have to account for a run surface to either side, communicate how to sort out switch releases out of the bunch, while also making sure to have numbers towards McCaffrey as a number 4, and how they're going to keep at least 2 sets of eyes to CMC if he's the number 2. Then we send Robinson in motion and change all that communication again, and you can see 2 players to that side trying to communicate who's got what. From there, we're just going to run play action and a curl route on the outside, with McCaffrey leaking out into the flat. The pre-snap formation and motion causes a miscue in that communication, and both players end up taking a hook zone with no one in a curl, so out of the play fake, Jones has McCaffrey wide open in the flat for a nice gain. Then we get a big catch and run to Kendrick Bourne, and I love the design of this play. So we're running one of our staples. It's a trail concept, and Kyle calls it arches. It's an eliminator route paired with an arches route, or some call it a short post, that puts an underneath defender in a horizontal stretch. What I like is that we add in Kyle Juszczyk to release out and be in position to block for whomever gets the ball, and also occupy a zone defender. The Rams are in a zone alignment with a single safety and are going to be in cover 3 zone. This puts the weak side hook player in a stretch, as Juice's route will also grab the curl flat. Mac Jones drops back, sees the hook player take the eliminator, and hits Bourne on the arches route, where he gets a block from Juszczyk and has a big run after the catch for an explosive. Then I've got to include the fake double screen tight end late. I love this play. It's an old Bill Walsh play, and I will always add in a clip of Steve Young running this from the early 90s. Then we get a touchdown, and it's great design and personnel manipulation by Kyle Shanahan in the red zone. We come out in 22 personnel with 2 backs and 2 tight ends. This puts LA with 6 defensive linemen. 4 down linemen, and Jared Verse and Byron Young as stand-up edge players. That leaves 6 men in coverage in a 2 deep fire zone. The key is Christian McCaffrey. As we motion CMC, you see the Rams shift personnel as they want to keep 4 over 3 to his side so they can double him inside and out. But there's another communication issue, as on the weak side, they're playing as if they will have 3 over 2, and both defenders run outside with Robinson, and Tonjes is left wide open down the middle for as easy a touchdown as you'll get. That's great design by Kyle. On our first defensive series, we get a sack that effectively ends the drive, and this is a nice adjustment on something we run a lot against a division opponent. We oftentimes run a pressure where we'll bring 4 to the running back side and have a player peel off if the running back goes out and man up that side while playing a 4 over 3 zone to the other. Normally we run this from our mug front with Fred Warner peeling out to pick up the first short in route. This time we're bringing this from a base defensive look and are able to catch LA napping on it for a sack. Back on offense, Mac Jones gets the offense rolling with a big-time throw under duress. We're running a pull concept, which is a streak paired with a comeback route. LA is running palms coverage to that side, and with this concept, that will trigger LA to be in man coverage deep. Mac reads it out well and makes a real nice on-time throw. From the end zone, Connor Colby is starting to decline in performance over the past couple weeks as he's being attacked more and more, and he's completely unaware of a stunt happening here and gives up a big hit on Mac Jones. Skipping ahead in the drive, this is a great throw and catch by Jones and Robinson. LA is showing two safeties and a man alignment, and we're running a double post concept, which against a middle of the field open defense or two safety defense, that's where Mac wants to go with the ball. At the snap, you'll see the Rams roll into cover one robber, which is a middle of the field closed defense. So Mac triggers to the go ball on an alert and throws a great back shoulder ball. Then we get another touchdown on another great example of personnel manipulation by Kyle. We come out in 23 personnel this time. 2 back, 3 tight ends, and no wide receivers. This puts LA in a personnel with 4 linebackers and 1 safety and assures man coverage. We then shift, and when you look at this formation, this is the same as a 3 receiver spread formation. From here, we run a Bill Walsh staple, the same play as the catch to Dwight Clark, which was sprint right option. This is sprint left option, and even with a bust on Tonjes and 2 guys covering McCaffrey, they still can't cover him, and it's a touchdown. I want to take a quick break to thank all of our new members of JFA49.com and all of our existing members. Your support means so much, and I am deeply thankful for your help. We added almost 10 new members last week and are inching closer to the goal for this season. As many of you know, the NFL has made these videos impossible to monetize. You're seeing ads, but those are all going to the NFL. I promise I'm not getting rich off these, and we're still 50 to 90 members away from offsetting what the NFL has taken. At the website, jfa49.com, there are support tiers from $5 a month to $15 a month, and the Patreon is $2 to $5 a month. If you like the channel and these kinds of videos, your support really does make this possible. The links are in the description below, so let's get back to the film. Back on defense, we do get a turnover on an unforced error of the Rams, and it can't be understated how much winning the turnover battle 2-0 had a part in winning this game. Though we didn't come away with any points after a big drop, back on defense again, I do want to address the lack of pass rush. Watching the film, it was a little better than what was perceived. Matthew Stafford was extremely impressive in this game. On this play, for example, Yetur Gross-Matos gets pressure on Stafford, who makes a throw into tight coverage, but it's a great play by the Rams. On defense though, Upton Stout did get attacked a bit early on, especially off play action. Here, the Rams are going with a run fake right at him and then running a tight end behind him. Then again, you're going to see the same idea. This is usually called a bob or back on backer, but it's a tight end on a slot, where you attack an underneath defender with a blocker, then running that player out into the pattern against that zone. Then we come with the same blitz we saw earlier that got the sack, but the problem is either D. Winters or Jason Pinnock didn't peel off to pick up Kyron Williams. I can't be certain of who had that role because I don't have the exact play call or the game plan install, but there's a bust there. This is not on Fred Warner. Then we get a big third down conversion, and this is nice work by Mac. LA is showing a cover 4 look like they often run, which as we saw earlier with the pull concept to Robinson, you'd expect a safety to cover Robinson in man. Where Robinson is running a deep in route, with a middle zone player shading to the 3 receiver side. But right at the snap, LA drops into an invert cover 2 zone, and they're able to gain depth to take away Robinson's route. So Mac moves on to the underneath, where we get a first down and the drive ends in a field goal. Back on defense, again, there was more pressure than we think of. Here on second down, we get great pressure with Samo and Collins, but Stafford makes a big throw under duress just over the hand of D. Winters. There were a number of communication issues during the game. I'm not showing it all, but there were issues with Green not getting signals and the bust to Kyren Williams for the touchdown, and here on third down, it's nearly catastrophic again. We're coming with a pressure and Sam O is supposed to peel off with Kyren Williams and fails to do so, and you can see Fred Warner's frustration and getting on to Sam. Back on offense, we have another great throw by Mac Jones that sets us up in field goal range. We're going with a bench concept, which is a bench route paired with a flat route that would work really well against cover 2 zone, as it would put a cloud defender in a vertical stretch. You see the Rams are in cover 2 zone and the cloud has stayed shallow, and Mac is going to make a really impressive layered throw over the cloud in the hole from the far hash with pressure right in his face. Kendrick Bourne had a day, and you'll again see us hit him on the same plays earlier, the arches, and I think Bourne was supposed to widen like he did on the first time on this play, but it's still a good catch in tight coverage. We weren't able to get the touchdown though, and this is one that's just tough. LA's linebacker did a good job hiding behind his linemen, so even though there was a big lane, both Juice and CMC don't see the linebacker until the last moment, and he's able to make the stop for no rushing touchdown. The Rams then get a big throw on Marquis Siegel, who did give up a couple big explosives on the day, but I don't put it all on him. He's in a tough spot. We're in cover 3 buzz, and the way we run this, he's supposed to align down the hash and pick up anything vertical. Pinnock is going to pick up any intermediate crossers. This is a well-timed shot by McVay. We don't get pressure because they keep 2 guys into chip, so it's a 7-man help protection. Then Siegel has to try and cover one of the fastest receivers in the game who's got a lot of room. Lenore is supposed to drop, and when the outside route on his side breaks in, gain depth to pick up anything deep crossing the field, and he doesn't. That's why Siegel's playing this the way he does. That's a situation where Saleh got caught a little more than anything. Then skipping ahead, this is just tough. 2 big-bodied receivers running an interference play. Back on defense again, we give up an explosive. This is what makes the Rams such a tough team to play. They have really talented receivers, and they'll go play action and keep a tight end into chip and release to buy more time, and if you go zone, they can get their super fast receiver on a safety, or here they get Devontae Adams on Upton Stout in man coverage. There is a reason why they're in consideration for one of the best teams in the NFL. Then they get a touchdown, and we're in man coverage, and they're running a choice concept, which is a corner route paired with a choice route by Kyren Williams. D. Winters tries to play it inside out and is just a hair too late. Remember this play though. Back on defense though, I want to show how Upton Stout grew and adjusted throughout the game. So earlier I showed how they ran play action at him and got some throws. They're going to try it again. They go hard play action at him and are trying to hit Devontae Adams on a comeback route. This time, Stout doesn't bite, gains depth, and gets in the throwing lane for Stafford, who ends up leaving it high and inside to avoid Stout in the throwing lane. Back on offense, we get a drive going deep out of our own territory. This is probably one of the most underrated plays in the game. Backed up, third down, would give the ball back to the Rams with great field position, and this drive ends up going on to score points. We're running what in older terms is a double in plus levels concept, or what Kyle calls spin follow. It's a basic route paired with a short dover and an under route. The Rams are playing man coverage with 2 inside help defenders. Mac sees the inside safety help on the basic route and looks to hit Kendrick Bourne on the short dover for a first down. We then get another first down, and this is great work all around. We bring Bourne in motion, and with a man traveling, this looks like man coverage. We're running a choice Chevy concept here. We're going to clear it out outside and run Bourne on a Chevy route and McCaffrey on a choice out. LA is pattern matching here, where they're picking up receiver numberings, as in number 1 receiver or number 2, not I got this particular guy, and Mac has to buy enough time for the outside to clear out. CMC needs to maintain his outside leverage and give his defender a little something so he can't just jump on the choice out, and it's an accurate ball that nets a first down and then some. One thing Mac did really well was get the ball out. Here we have Bourne on a quick slant, and Mac sees the blitz and throws into the vacated space where Bourne gets a nice catch and run. Skipping ahead though, the biggest play of the game had to be Alfred Collins forcing a fumble at the goal line. This is just incredible. Though the 49ers did have a chance to end the game before overtime. Again, there was a little more pressure than perceived. Here the Rams are trying to run an out and up with Puka, and Michael Williams gets pressure, and Stafford isn't able to see that Puka wasn't open at all and forces the ball on the double move, and Marquise Siegel should have had a pick. Then on fourth down, the 49ers have a chance to end the game, and remember back to that Rams touchdown where I said to remember this play? Here the Rams are running a choice concept again with Devontae and Kyren Williams. This time, D. Winters tries to be ready for it and jumps the choice outside, but that's what choice routes are all about. The running back does have a choice inside or out. What does need to happen here is Marquise Siegel needs to be more prepared on this play, and they need to communicate better so Siegel is ready to help bracket this inside so it's not such an easy throw and catch that ends up moving the Rams into field goal range where they forced overtime. Starting overtime though, the Rams do have a huge mistake on special teams with the kickoff failing to get into the landing zone, which brings the ball out to the 40-yard line. Then we get the drive going with a follow concept, basic route plus under route paired with a flat route, and Mac reads the hook defender take the basic, the curl flat defender is pulled out by the flat route, and Mac hits juice in the void for a nice gain. Then at this point in the game we're running an old Bill Walsh staple, the curl flat concept. And LA tried to come with pressure and man coverage, and Mac gets it out quick to CMC, who's able to get great yards after the catch. All of this sparked a drive that got San Francisco just close enough for Pinheiro to doink one in off the upright. Back on defense, the Rams get a huge explosive, and again, this is really tough work. They're pretty much running the exact same play we saw earlier, and now we're in cover 6. So Siegel, he's playing the inside quarters defender. They're running Tutu Atwell in a deep post, and to the cover 2 side, they have a read route that causes Pinnock to squat, and so Siegel has to try and run from his quarter spot on the other side across the field with Atwell. That is incredibly difficult work. From the end zone, Jordan Elliott does force Stafford off his spot, who has to roll to his left and throw to his right on a very deep pass. This is one of those moments where you do kind of have to stop and just admit Stafford's arm talent is among some of the top the game has ever seen. There are very, very, very few quarterbacks who can make this throw. But this then brings us to the fourth down stop. Now first, I'm going to go back to 12 minutes and 27 seconds left to go in the fourth to a 3rd and 1 the Rams faced. They're going to come out with 202-pound wide receiver Jordan Whittington, 257-pound tight end Davis Allen, and 216-pound wide receiver Puka Nacua. With Whittington split out, we respond with a condensed front to prevent any double teams inside. They motion Whittington inside and will run a dive play behind their big receivers and tight end. Fred Warner is expecting a run inside and gets caught up in the wash. D. Winters does drive on this, but Diamador Lenore hesitates just a little on the outside as well, trying to maintain contain, and the Rams get 3 yards and a first down. Well, now we come to the 4th down. Same formation by the Rams. Whittington split out. He motions inside. We're in the same front. The Rams are going to go for the dive behind their big wide receivers and tight end again. But you can see Fred's already ready for it. He's not lined up over the center anymore. Right at the snap, Fred flies in to blow it up. We also have 184-pound Chase Lucas flies in to blow it up. Diamador Lenore flies in to blow it up. LA tried to go to the well again, and it backfired. It was a thrilling and needed win, as a still depleted 49ers squad will be facing off against the 4-1 Buccaneers this Sunday. Still a few weeks away from getting all their players back to full strength. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and be sure to hit the notifications button to be alerted to when a video goes live. Again, if you'd like to support the channel in any way, there are links for that below. And as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and go Niners.